take to westernize their names. And then all these westernized versions of Levi. Levin, you know, Lowenstein, what else can I think of? Levi Trousers, all these variants, although that was Levi Strauss' first name. But I can't even think of all the different names that spin off from Levi that people take, because they're proud of their priestly ancestry. But the Cohen are the high priests, the Levites are the general priest class, mostly the lower priests. So even the Aaron descendants are higher than the Levites within the Levite tribe. Moses is a Levite, but he didn't get any, he gets short shrift. What I'm trying to get at is Aaron will have a son called Gershon, G-E-R-S-H-O-N. And it's not really clear how Gershom differs from Gershom. And I think we're already getting confusion in the genealogies right from the start. Well, okay, let's leave that and move along here. Chapter 3. Here we are. We already have Ruel has changed his name in any case. In chapter 3:1, he's Jethro. You see that? So by 3:1, he's already Jethro, priest of Midian. And you see, the place is Horeb. Maybe that's where Hobab comes from. I don't know. But anyway, the place is Horeb, the mountain of God. And this is certainly Yahweh, this one. An angel of Yahweh appeared to him. This is a beautiful little story, too. And he sees a burning bush that isn't consumed. It's hard to ever forget this. And like other stories where they say, Jacob, Jacob, come here, or Esau, Esau, come here. Here I am, here I am. Moses says, here I am, when the voice cries out to him, Moses, Moses, here I am. All these tender things, I'm coming. The bush was burning, line 3, and it wasn't consumed. And God was in the bush. I think I once told you previously in the class, if I didn't, I'll tell you that animistic religions before monotheism, generally most religions around the world at that time, thought of these things like trees, rivers, mountains, stones as sacred in some way. And the reason we call it animism is because they gave us a living spirit to them. Anima in Greek is the spirit. That's what moves animals. That's why we call animals animals. The anima was the moving spirit, so they would give a living spirit to these things. And this is a perfect example of a pagan, if you like, symbol, this burning bush, out of which God spoke. Or later on, it's out of the mountain. So those are really non-monotheistic symbols, monotheized, but it's still a beautiful story. Take your shoes, for the place on which you stand is holy. Muslims to this day, you go to a mosque, they take off their shoes. I think in the Temple of Jerusalem, people didn't wear shoes. If they did, it was a certain kind of a special footwear. They didn't, or they went barefoot. The priest went barefoot in the temple. And, that was totally for sure that you took your shoes off in sacred places. You still do in mosques today. The ground on which you stand is holy. I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob. And he covered his face, afraid to look at God. I mean to deliver you out of the hands of the Egyptians and bring you out to a land of milk and honey. Famous stories. The home of the Canaanites, Hittites, Amorites, Perizzites, Hivites, Jebusites. And I send you to Pharaoh. And Moses said, well, I can't go. Who am I? Line 12. I'm going to give you a sign so they know you. But look. What should I say to them? 13. Tell them the God of your father sent you. But suppose they ask me his name. What should I say his name is? This is the revelation of the name Yahweh to Moses. But we already heard earlier that he was the first to use the word Yahweh in the book of Genesis, didn't we? I forget which person, Enoch or somebody. Remember those things? And he was the first to. So, again, the story isn't going to be totally consistent in terms of previous data. Tell them, and now we see that the word Yahweh really is a verb, meaning he who is or he who he who is without the causative, he who causes to be with the causative. Tell them Ahweh sent you. See, in the first person, it's Ahweh. If you know Hebrew, in the third person, it's Yahweh. Tell them Ahweh sent you. I, who caused to be myself to be. The person doesn't need a cause. I am who am. Do you like the English translation? Tell them, I am who am has sent you, Yahweh, which is the first person of Yahweh. That shows you that Yahweh is not just some sort of wild and woolly crazy name, you know, Yah, or whatever. It's an actual meaningful verb having to do with being or creator. An intellectual thing, which to us sounds like gobbledygook because we don't know Hebrew. And it is not Jehovah, I can assure you. Even though Jehovah works quite well in English, so might as well use it. There's nothing wrong with it in terms of, but it's not. It's not. You couldn't say Ahova. You wouldn't be able to say Ahova because it doesn't work as a Hebrew verb. It's just a mistranslation. And if your parents or sisters, brothers, friends want you to give you the proof that Jehovah isn't Jehovah, just show them this passage here. In the first person, when God speaks, he changes it to the first person. If anyone doesn't understand that, even though you don't know Hebrew, it's this. And this is the third person. You or I, a or of. That is what's changed here. This means I, this means he. So you is he did something, is I did something. That's it. Yeah.
When in your studies, did you have to learn Arabic?
I do know Arabic, yeah.
Which did you find more difficult to learn?
Arabic's one. Arabic's got a vocabulary 5 times what Hebrew has. Hebrew is mostly a written language and can be mastered in a, you know, you're not going to speak it, but you can learn it pretty quick. You can learn it in a year or 2. Arabic, you might take 4 or 5 years to learn. Okay? Yeah. That's the problem of the American armies facing in Iraq. They don't have any decent translators.